It's time for us to get our truck ready and start spreading our chicken litter on our fields, which is our primary source of fertilizer for our crops this year. That's some good stuff right there, y'all. That ought to make some beans grow. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Ruth Farms. My name is Luke. Today, we're going to start getting prepared and start fertilizing our ground for this 2025 crop year. It's just about the end of February here in North Carolina. As you can tell, it's a beautiful, warm day here in North Carolina. Boy, it feels like spring, and boy, am I ready for spring. Can't really tell it in this field. We just kind of scattered some cover crops, some wheat we had left over. You can tell where I tried to do it with the litter spreader truck, and it don't work with my spreader truck. So, but needless to say, stuff's starting to green up a little bit. Again, we're here right around March. It's almost time. Here in another month and a half, we're going to start planting. So it's time for us to try to start spreading some of our chicken litter. With that being said, it's time for us to get our truck ready and start spreading our chicken litter on our fields, which is our primary source of fertilizer for our crops this year. So let's get the old spreader truck cranked and get her out of the shed. Pretty confident the battery's dead. Yep. All right, I brought my no-code just in case. This thing has a very small parasitic draw. All right, contact, going hot. Oh yeah. You wouldn't think this thing ain't been cranked in several months. So this is our old spreader truck. It's an old F8000 Ford. This was a power company utility truck. It had a crane and all on it for them to drill and set posts. And then last year, my brother and I took that service body, crane and all that stuff off. And we bought this chicken litter spreader body. It's a new liter. It's an L7020. We pretty much went through it last year, following me breaking a chain on it. We put a new spinner motor on it. It's got a brand new chain in the bed. It's got a bunch of new hoses. We did a lot of work to it, and we spreaded our chicken litter for our wheat crop last fall with it. But now it's time to put it to work this spring, and we got a lot of chicken litter to put out. So we've got our truck back here to the shop. Before we get started, I need to top off the hydraulic fluid. Our filter was leaking a little bit. Not sure if something wrong with the filter or the filter housing or what. I tightened it up a little bit, so we'll see if that fixes it. We do need to top off our hydraulic fluid, and I got a grease gun out over here. We're going to grease a couple fittings on this thing, and then we got to take and haul our John Deere 320 skid steer over to the field we're going to start at. We're going to start at the Smith farm. It needs the litter pretty bad, and we'll go over some more specifics as we get to actually spreading here. Our first grease fittings we got to grease is these for this spreader chain. This is like a bushing here that the actual chain sprocket spins on. grease. No, let's just be taking it. All right, we've also got some fittings here for our suspension components on the truck. This old truck likes to leak a little bit. For what we got in her though, I'm not going to complain. All right, we got her up on the stick. You could probably still use a hair, but I'm out of this jug, and I don't think I've got any more of this cheap hydraulic fluid. I probably got some good hydraulic fluid, but I usually just put the cheaper, junkier stuff in this thing since it's gonna leak it anyway. Boy, don't that cereal rye look pretty. It's nice to look at something green every now and again. We've been used to brown for the last several months. I like green. Stuff's growing pretty good. I'm really shocked at how well it's coming out. There's still, you know, patchy spots, but I think it's done its job as a cover. I mean, here, you know, we're about up middle of my arm. Considering how late this was planted, and then it's been a cold winter, pretty tickled. Gonna get our skid steer unloaded here. We got our chicken litter pile here. There'll be more here than we need to cover the ground. On our soybean ground here, we're going to run somewhere around 2.5 tons of chicken litter to the acre. There's about 12 acres here, so we're probably gonna go through 25, maybe 30 tons, and if my memory recalls correctly, there's about 50 in that pile. But anyway, let's get this skid steer unloaded and see if we can get a little something done before it gets dark on us. Well, we've made it to the field here. It's starting to get dark on us already. We got an empty bed here. I always like to climb up in there, especially the first time. Just make sure you don't see anything, you know, obvious chain cracked or something. But we're gonna load this thing up with somewhere between 5.5 and 6 tons of chicken litter and see what we can get done this evening. We've got rain coming about middle of next week, so I would love to be able to at least get this farm done, which I think is pretty easily obtainable. So let's get her done. sitting here going back and forth. I can kind of see my tire tracks from the pass before, but we've also got our Ag Leader In Command 800 here. It's acting as our GPS, guiding us. But the old truck seems to be spreading pretty good. I got 3 loads spread. I got the first field done, and I got a pretty decent little start on the second field. I got about a little over an acre and a half. It's getting dark on us. As y'all can see, the sun's starting to set, so we're gonna call it a night, and we'll be back up here fairly early in the morning and see if we can get this farm done and maybe move on to the next one. Got the old girl fueled up this morning. Let's head to the field, get some litter spread. So we're pulling into the farm here. I've got our 2-speed rear end in low. I've been running in 2nd gear. I'm gonna change our field. It's already got us ready. All right, our GPS is set. So once I actually get in here, I've got to engage our hydraulic pump, which runs our spreader body behind us. So to do that, I have this little lever down here. I got to match my clutch in. I'll move that over, and then back there on the back, there's a scale back there where it tells me how far open the tailgate is. So I've got to open that tailgate. It's about right. There's about all right. I know y'all probably can't see that, but then I just put it in gear drive, and to turn my chain that's in the bed of the truck off, I just flip that. Up is off and down is on. So we're ready to start spreading. Hope we don't get stuck. It's still just a little sticky in places, which to my knowledge this field is not very wet, hopefully. Very large fields, all of an acre here. We're a big old patch farmer, is about all we are. Farmer patch here, farmer patch there. I mean, heck, a lot of people around here's gardens is bigger than this, but we appreciate having it. And we're gonna try to grow something on it this year. Farm the little patches that the big guys can't farm because they can't get in here, or can't get in here effectively anyway. So, this patch here, I don't think it was a year ago. I think it must have been 2 years ago now, but we come in here in spring. I mean, this stuff had little trees growing up through it, and I mean, it was in bad shape. Bad shape. I didn't know if we'd ever be able to get a crop on it. With our corn, this one actually probably averaged, I'd say, 80 bushel anyway. With the drought we had last year, pretty good. But we're slowly getting it built up. This chicken litter is the biggest reason why. We can just put so much more there, and there's so much more in the chicken litter than just conventional fertilize. Get all the micronutrients, and sulfur, and, you know, a little bit of everything with the chicken litter. We really put it to it last year with the corn. So it ought to be, this ground ought to be getting built up pretty good. We got our last load spread on the Smith farm. My brother showed up with his truck and trailer. He's gonna haul my skid steer to the next farm, which is a farm that he and I share. It's about 8 acres, I think. The one we cleaned up about this time last year, where just about burnt my skid steer down. We spread some chicken litter on it this past fall, just to help start getting that ground built up. But we're gonna go back and spread a little more on it. We've already got it hauled and dumped on that farm, so we're gonna load up. He's gonna haul my skid steer down there for me, and then we're gonna see if we can't get that spread. And then I guess depending on what time it is after that, I may try to spread some there around the house. But yeah, slowly making a little progress on this beautiful, sunny, fairly warm day here in North Carolina. I'm about to have to take this sweatshirt off. It's getting a little on the warm side. But there he goes, making this tight turn coming out of here. I think he's got it. Well, we've made it to the next farm here. This also had some rye planted on it, but as you can tell, it's not doing nearly as good. Which now it was planted through some pretty thick sod, and this ground is a lot poorer than that over there where we just came from. But we're fixing to work on that problem a little bit. We got a little pile of chicken litter here. Hey, somewhere in the 18 to 20 tons there, and this is about 7 acres. So like I said a little while ago, we've actually already put some chicken litter on this back in the fall. Tried to get some down, help kind of start breaking up this what was grass here. We're not real sure, how this farm's going to do, period. But then again, we're going to be probably tending with a lot of deer. So this might be a big deer plot. Might be the best beans we've ever raised. You never know. But we're going to try it out. Our original plans with this farm was to grow hay on it. Coleman could be in the hay business with me and sell a little hay, make a little money every year, and it's a whole lot cheaper to get into hay than it is, the crop side of things. But there was just so many weeds, briars, and things that kept coming back in this. We just couldn't keep them killed out. So my hope is we can raise maybe beans on it this year, maybe corn next year, and maybe beans one more time or something, and hopefully get some of this these weeds killed out of here. But we'll see on that one. I don't know what it'll turn out to be like, but I know that I can kill briars and things in beans, because that's how I done the Smith farm where we just left. Got Coleman on the skid steer loading us up here. This is what they call a high dump bucket. And they call it that because you can basically come right over the edge of a truck or something. If your skid steer will just barely reach over it, that bucket will completely dump forward and it'll dump it all out. And you can actually tilt your bucket back and still dump it all out and get up over the side of something fairly tall. I used to try it with a regular bucket, but I mean, this thing right here will speed you up at least triple your speed the way I used to be doing it. So it's a big difference. That's some good stuff right there, y'all. That ought to make some beans grow. I really hope this little farm can turn out a little bit. That way Coleman will be able to say he had a decent first crop. I was blessed in the fact that my first crops turned out really good, so I'm hoping he can too. This ain't the greatest field though to be having your first. He can't get a full bucket because the ground's so slick. As he goes into the pile, it just spins him out. go.
All right, everybody. So we're back over here at the Cranford farm. I finally got back on the truck. I've been loading up. Just a little bit about this farm. I don't know what a lot about to say this farm. I mean, this farm 2 years ago was just weeds and briars and trees and everything else. We've got it looking pretty good out here. Considering what it was, I wish I had the before and after pictures of it, but this is probably 4 or 5 tons worth of litter that we've put on this farm at this point, and had some commercial fertilizer put on it as well, but hoping for a good bean crop this year.
There's another farm done. Ready for beans here in a month and a half or something. Boy, I'm ready for spring. I love this warm weather, it's beautiful skies. I'm ready for stuff to start greening up a little bit. Can't wait. Getting any more, I don't really care for winter. I know Matt Griggs, he loves it though. I love greening up, you know, everything's starting to grow. Us being able to get out in the field, do stuff like this, really love it. Well, y'all, we got our truck parked here in the shed on a farm we're renting. I've got to head to a wedding tonight, so my fun is ending for the day. We got about, between what we done yesterday and today, we got, let's see, about 25 acres covered probably. I've got about 20 more acres to do on bean ground. That's new ground. The other field is the new ground we're picking up this year. I'm gonna have a video coming out about that very soon. So y'all look forward to that. It's a pretty exciting thing coming for the farm. Actually, I got 2 pretty exciting things coming up very soon for the farm. If all goes well, those will be coming up here in the next couple of weeks. You'll find out about them. I wanted to apologize for the last couple of weeks not having any videos out. I've went full time doing my own electrical business now, so I'm kind of the boss and trying to figure out how to get work and maintain work and do invoices and doing the work, and it's kept me busy. So we haven't been doing a whole lot on the farm, but spring, you know, field work, we got a lot more chicken litter to spread. Be getting ready to start planting for long, spraying, tending to our wheat. There's a lot coming down the pipeline, but appreciate you guys watching. If y'all would, leave us a like, comment, subscribe. Y'all let us know what you think what we're doing here. You know, if you think we're wasting our time, let us know. If you think we're doing a great job, let us know. Appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good one. God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.